before we get down to the crux of things.
Right. So my colleague Dave Damashek came up with this idea to look at the top 10 quarterbacks at each of the anniversary Super Bowls. So who are the top 10 quarterbacks by Super Bowl 10? Who are the top 10 quarterbacks by Super Bowl 20? Because our perception of who the greatest all time is changes as time goes on.
Damashek is one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
The only rule was that you had to play at least one season within the Super Bowl era. That ruled out the old-timers like Otto Graham, Sammy Ball, true giants of the game. So let's take a look right now at number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So we've got some good names here, guys. Brett Favre.
New Hall of Famer.
Now, this is Super 1 through Super Bowl 40. Okay, so this is only taking Brett Favre's career into account up to 2005.
Okay.
That's why Troy Aikman's ahead of him. That's why Steve Young is ahead of him. Terry Bradshaw, who had 4 Super Bowls, and Bart Starr. Now, Brett Favre, of course, we don't have the benefit of his Vikings years or any of that late Packers stuff at this point in time, which again is through Super Bowl 40.
Falcons, so Brett Favre as a Falcon didn't catapult him.
No, that one ball that he threw as an interception. No, that doesn't count. Let's go to number 5 right now, though. The 5th best quarterback of all time as of Super Bowl 40. It's this man right here. No, not Terrell Davis. John Elway, the guy that dumped the ball off to him. But I tell you what, John Elway gets a lot of credit for winning those 2 Super Bowls. Wouldn't have been able to do it with our man TD.
That's right.
Saying that right now. But John Elway, a great quarterback in the moment, something that Jamie was just talking about with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick needs a little bit of Elway because Elway was not perfect for 4 quarters. He would throw you the ball, but he always compensated for it, and that's what makes the difference. Number 4, Roger Staubach. The great thing about Roger Staubach is you drop him into pro football right now, and he's the prototype.
He's Aaron Rodgers.
He's Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. He's got the shakiness of Russell Wilson. Not shaky is a bad thing, the wiggle.
Sure.
And, of course, throwing on the run like Aaron Rodgers, and, of course, the iconic number 12. Can't beat it.
That's nice right there.
You bet.
But that's Aaron Rodgers. I'm telling you, it looks like Aaron Rodgers.
You bet. Now, I don't know that anybody today looks like Dan Marino. I think this is, to quote Cam Newton about Peyton Manning, Dan Marino's a one of one. The release, the way he could get the ball vertically. The 1984 season, when he put up over 5,000 yards and 48 touchdowns, when receivers could be bumped, let me tell you, that may be the greatest offensive season ever by any player. I don't care what position we're talking about. As of Super Bowl 40, Dan Marino, the 3rd best quarterback of all time. Number 2.
Best haircut in the countdown.
Johnny Unitas?
I like it.
Hey, how about Johnny Unitas? Let's take a look at that man right there. You know what? I cheated a little bit. Were Unitas' best years in the Super Bowl era? No, they were not. But you have to give the man respect. This guy laid the groundwork for all the quarterbacks that came after him. 2-minute drill, you owe it to number 19 right here. And the fact that he went 47 straight games throwing at least 1 touchdown pass in the era he played was truly remarkable. Not to mention, played until he was 40 years old.
That's pretty solid.
Calls his own plays, too. I think that's the key distinction when you think about a great player, too.
Absolutely. Now, that's 1 through 40. And when it comes to Super Bowls, and we went from 10 to 2, and number 1 is a guy who I normally don't take selfies, but when I do, I like to take them with...
I know, you're so proud of this. Joe Montana.
That's right.
Joe Montana, greatest quarterback of all time through Super Bowl 40. We'll see if that changes by our next installment, Super Bowl 50. But as of Super Bowl 40, Joe Montana, hands down, number 1 greatest quarterback. The thing that impresses me most about Joe Montana is the 4 Super Bowls. And I'm not talking about the fact that they won. I'm talking about his performance. 11 touchdowns, no interceptions. 127 passer rating. And 127 passer rating in the 80s would be like having 140-something now because it's a lot easier to do these days. Joe Montana, mobility, accurate, and tough. He doesn't get enough credit for his toughness.
Did I miss something? Or where's the greatest quarterback of all time on that list? Tom Brady. Was he on that top 10?
This is as of Super Bowl 40.
So as of Super Bowl 40, they didn't win 2 or 3 Super Bowls?
He had only played 6 years, and I didn't think that was enough.
Even though he won 3 Super Bowls, right? By
that was not enough for him to bump off Troy Aikman, who had won 3 Super Bowls at that time.
Well, that's a perfect segue. A tease for tomorrow because Elliot is going to count down Super Bowls 1 through 50 and those top 10 quarterbacks. We just saw 1 through 40 today, so Elliot, as always, thank you very much, sir.